Good noon, Malacañang press corps and guest. Uh, let's now have presidential spokesperson Harry Roque.
Good Monday morning. Let's start with the good news. The Department of Labor and Employment, through its alternative dispute resolution mechanism, has recorded a total of 53,958 resolved cases on labor disputes based on the report of the National Conciliation and Mediation Board. The 83,039 workers in the first 18 months of the Duterte administration, the resolved cases amounted to a total of 4.294 billion involving collective bargaining benefits and other monetary claims. More good news. We thank the Japanese government for granting the Philippine Coast Guard an enhanced communication system. The turnover was held on 12 February 2018 at the headquarters of the Coast Guard District Central Visayas in Mindanao. Under the Enhanced Communication Systems Project, a satellite communication system was installed to connect the headquarters of the PCG to its district offices and its vessels. In addition, the project also set up a vehicle traffic management system in Cebu's Mactan Channel for safe navigation and detection of suspicious ships passing through. The project cost 1.2 billion yen or 500 million pesos. And good news, I just came from Panglao. The new Bohol Panglao Airport, designed to be the country's first eco airport and green gateway to the world, is on track for completion by June 2018 and will start commercial operations by August. The airport can accommodate even 747s. The 7.8 billion project will serve as a premier gateway to the province and island paradise of Panglao and is expected to accommodate 2 million passengers in its opening year alone, a huge jump from 800,000 passengers currently being accommodated by the Tagbilaran Airport. Governor Edgar Chato assured me that, unlike the case of Boracay, that the local government units of Bohol are always on guard in implementing environmental rules and regulations, and that what he specifically asked is for national agencies such as the EMB and the DNR to coordinate with the local government unit so that they know what it is exactly that is expected of the LGUs to implement. Okay, questions or maybe briefly on Mayon volcano updates. Alert level 4 remains as of February 26 at 8 a.m. This means that the danger zone is extended to 8 kilometers radius from the summit vent. No? As of February 25, 6 p.m., 23,526 families or 90,148 persons in 61 barangays in Albay are affected by the eruption of Mount Mayon. No? As of 25 February, 6 p.m., 16,106 families or 61,886 persons are currently taking temporary shelters in 57 evacuation centers, while 1,467 families or 5,621 persons are staying outside evacuation centers. The government has so far provided assistance in the amount of almost 400 million, no, to the affected families in Albay. Questions?
Questions, MPC? Please use the microphone. Ace, pabot ng microphone.
Sir, good morning po. Ralph
Good
po
morning.
from Manila Times.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
any comment po dun sa sinabi ni Australian Ambassador Amanda Gorley po na may nakikita raw po silang evidence na magre-regroup po yung terrorists ng Marawi to strike elsewhere po?
I think that has been a shared view of our armed forces, which prompted, in fact, the decision to extend the declaration of martial law in Mindanao. So we are, of course, monitoring the situation. We are able and willing to deal with any new threats. But I think this latest statement of the Australian ambassador only verifies what we already know, that they are regrouping and recruiting more people.
Questions, follow-up? Other issue? Inando lang. Microphone, please.
Good morning, sir. Sir, has
Hi,
the
Ina.
president said anything about the arrest of Joanna De Mafelis' employers, and could this prompt him to consider lifting the ban to Kuwait?
Well, we certainly appreciate the arrest of two of Joanna's employers. However, in addition to the arrest, we would like to see them prosecuted and punished for the murder of Joanna. As of now, the deployment ban stays because the latest statement on this made by the president was when he visited the wake of Joanna, and he said that not only must they be apprehended, they must be punished.
Sir, you mentioned over the weekend that the president ordered the NBI to summon the recruiters or recruitment agency. What are his directives in handling the recruiters?
Well, he wanted the NBI to question the recruiters, actually, because under our scheme, the local recruiters are actually ultimately liable, no, for what happens to the Filipino deployed by the agencies for overseas. No? So that's what the president wants to find out. No? Of course, the fact that the NBI will summon will entail the person coming into the premises of the NBI, but I was very careful with the language. I just used the term summon. No? But if they will not appear, then they will, of course, they could be taken into custody for investigation. But let's see if they will voluntarily appear.
Follow up? Other issue? Laila Salaveria?
Sir, Senator Drilon warned of a plot to railroad charter change. He's saying the barangay elections will be postponed and held in October para isabay na sa plebiscite. Sir, for Malacañang, do you think there has been enough discussion of charter change and the proposal to shift to a federal government for there to be a plebiscite by the end of the year?
Number one, I find that comment from Senator Drilon strange because only last Friday I was in one forum together with Senate President Pimentel, and he declared an audience of about 4,000 members of the Liga ng Barangay of Leyte that the barangay elections will push through. While there is a pending bill in the House filed by Congressman Johnny Pimentel, no, to suspend anew the barangay elections, Senator Pimentel declared before the audience of 4,000 that there was no support in the Senate for another postponement of the barangay elections. That means, as far as Congress is concerned, barangay elections will push through. So this will belie already the statement of Senator Drilon. I'm just surprised that it's coming from a minority senator. Normally, it's a minority senator that will insist that elections will push through, but it was actually Senate President himself who informed the audience to prepare for barangay elections in May. So since the first allegation of Senator Drilon was false, I'd rather not comment on the other allegations of Senator Drilon, obviously because they're very speculative.
But sir, how does Malacañang see the current discussions on charter change and the proposal to shift to a federal government?
The President just only announced and administered the oath to the members of the Constitutional Commission. That means he would prefer that Congress await the outcome of the work product of the Constitutional Commission before it is even tackled in Congress. So again, on a second basis, I would say that Senator Drilon's is off tangent because there will be a lot more discussion ahead of us for charter change, meaning it is not the President's purpose to railroad it, knowing how important it is, revising the no less than the fundamental law of the land, and the people will be given ample time and opportunity to debate and ponder on the proposed revisions, whatever they may be.
So at the very least, sir, you don't see any plebiscite happening this year?
Well, I think the timetable is, they want it already, I think from the leadership of at least the lower house, no? They have revised their timetable. It might be in time for the 2019 elections, but something that Congress must decide, not the executive.
Thank you.
Question? Rose Novenario?
Rose, bakit? Oy, nando ka na sa upuan mo. Ang galing mo, ha?
Hello,
How
sir.
did you
Good
do
morning.
that?
Sir, excuse. Sir, naaresto po yung parang bilas ni Marwan, asawa nung hipag niya. Sir, bakit po after ilang taon na po mula nung napaslang si Marwan, ngayon lang po na-aresto yung pulis na bilas niya? Samantalang last year po, ang pangako po ng PNP, nung nahuli po yung Lady Colonel na nagpaplano mag-establish ng caliphate sa Bohol, ang sabi po nila, ililinisin po nila yung kanilang hanay. Bakit po tumagal ng ganito bago po naaresto yung pulis na bilas ni Marwan? At baka ho may mga iba pang koneksyon yung mga terorista sa PNP.
Hindi ko po alam kung bakit umabot ang 2 taon. Needless to say, nagagalak naman po kami na naaresto pa rin siya. normally habang tumatagal, bumababa yung chance ng pag-aresto. Pero naaresto po yung kamag-anak ni Marwan at kinagagalak pa rin namin po yan. Yan po ay isang importanteng hakbang laban po sa mga terorista.
Sir, wala po direktiba yung Malacañang sa PNP na pursigihin yung paglilinis ng kanilang hanay para po hindi nahahaluan ng may connection sa terorista.
Ay, nako, yung paglilinis naman po sa hanay ng kapulisan, yan po ay isang continuing effort, no? At hindi ko pa nga po na-announce yung mga sinasabi ni Presidente na sisibakin sa kapulisahan. So, marami po yan.
So palagi yung i-announce po kaya ninyo terrorist-related yung mga pulis kaya sila masisibak o dahil sangkot lang sa droga?
Well, iba-ibang dahilan po yan. Siguro meron ding ilang mga masisibak dahil sa kanilang connection sa mga terorista, pero antayin na lang po natin yung listahan.
Okay, thank you.
Salamat po.
Questions? Joseph Morong.
It's a slow Monday morning.
We're revving up.
Yeah.
Sir, dun lang sa... I think there's a Senate hearing now on the Benham Rice and all that. There was once Dr. Cesar Villanoy from the MSI said, out of the 6 days that China was exploring that area, only 3 days, wala silang kasamang Filipino scientists.
I do not know that as a fact. So we'd be interested to know what the resource persons have to say. But of the resource persons that were reported to have been invited, I would say that the director of the IMS, UP-IMS, is the only one who is actually directly involved in the conduct of scientific research in Benham Rice. I do not know what the other resource persons will have to say.
So sir, pag halimbawa ba, yung condition natin na Filipino scientists should be on board all during the length, no? And dun sa duration ng trip, dapat kasama sila. All, say for example, it's 6 days, all 6 days they should be there.
I cannot answer that with being definite, no, because I do not know why they were not there. It could be that they were not engaged in scientific research. It could be that their presence was not required because it was not a material step. It could be preparatory. I do not know. As I said, the researchers would have to be summoned.
All right, sir. Sa Boracay lang, sir, there are at least 2 proposals, no? One from Secretary Anyo, ang sa niya during the meeting with the DOT and DNR, state of calamity declaration, and there's another proposal for a 60-day, parang, ano ba yun? Parang closure? Ano no? Closure, 60 days lang. Where are we leaning towards, given the situation there?
Everything speculative dahil nung last cabinet meeting po, it was then that DNR Secretary was given 60 days to come up with recommendations on what to do with Boracay. So we have to wait until the expiration of the 60 days. All these recommendations are coming before expiration of the period given to the DNR Secretary to make his recommendations.
So any determination whether we're going to proceed with A or B will come after the 60 days?
It will have to be after 60 days. Now, meanwhile, the President underscored in that meeting, and again, I'm sorry we did not discuss this in our press briefings. I reserved it actually for the following day, no? After the day after the cabinet hearing. The directive of the President is to remind the local government units that it was their obligation to safeguard the environment, no? Governor Chato yesterday when I was in Bohol agreed with that, except that he voiced the need for closer coordination between the national agencies such as the DNR and local government units because they need to know what it is that the local government units should be enforcing.
So when you say that's the LGU obligation, would you say because Boracay has reached that kind of stage, that there's some accountability on the part of the LGU?
Definitely, the President was emphatic in the cabinet meeting to remind the LGUs that they will incur criminal liability for malfeasance and misfeasance for their failure to protect the natural environment in Boracay. He said it. He was very emphatic, although he will wait for the recommendations of Secretary Simato.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Henry, follow-up ka, Ina? Follow-up muna. Ina.
Sir, but previously the president already threatened to close down Boracay. Did he mention maybe in the cabinet meeting what kind of closure? Will it be the entire island he was thinking about closing down, or in portions, only maybe the areas with the most severe problem?
I think the records will bear me out. The President did not actually mention the closure of Boracay in the cabinet meeting. he was emphatic that in 60 days, Simatu should make his recommendations. Of course, that one of the recommendations that could be made could be the closure of Boracay, but we don't know because we have to await the end of the period of 60 days.
Okay, Henry, Uri. Sir, welcome lang muna natin si Governor Pax Mangudadado.
Welcome, Governor
Sultan
Pax.
Kudarat Province.
Of course, he's here joining us, observing the Malacañang Press Corps, and thankful that the Malacañang Press Corps is not based in Sultan Kudarat.
Henry.
Ay, Secretary, may mga grupo lang ho sa probinsya na kinakausap yung mga gustong maging barangay chairman at ang sinasabi ay makipag-usap sa kanila, sila na ang bahala, konektado sila sa Malacañang, konektado sila sa Pangulo, sa DILG, at kung gusto nilang maging barangay chairman, ay sila na ang maglalakad nito sa Pangulo. Meron bang ganitong pinakawalang grupo ang Malacañang?
Wala pong ganyang grupo na binigyan ng otoridad para kumuha ng applications para maging barangay captains. No? Gaya ng sinabi ko po kanina, sa ngayon po, ang batas natin ay nagsasabi na ang mga barangay officials, barangay captains ay halal po ng taong bayan. So hanggang magkaroon po ng batas na sila po ay i-appoint na lamang, kinakailangan po ihalal pa rin sila ng taong bayan. Premature po para kahit kanino na magsabi na magkakaroon ng appointment ng barangay captain. In any case, ulitin ko po, wala pong kahit sinong tao o grupo ang binigyan ng otoridad ng Malacañang para mangako na po pwede silang umupo bilang barangay captain. Wala pong ganyan.
May proposal si Congressman Ray Umali na i-postpone yung election, pero ngayon ay malapit na ang Marso, Mayo ang election. Kaya pa ba? Ito ba'y posible pang umusad at maging batas para ma-postpone ng election?
Ang naghahanda naman po para sa eleksyon ay isang independenteng Constitutional Commission ng COMELEC. So ang inaasahan ko po, handa ang COMELEC kasi wala namang batas na nagsasabing mapopospone. At uulitin ko lang po yung sinabi ni Senator Nene Pimentel dahil not Nene Pimentel but Senator Coco Pimentel that parang wala pong konsenso sa Senado na i-postpone uli ang barangay election.
Kung isa-certified na urgent bill ito ng Pangulo, pwede ba yon? Meron ba kayong napag-uusapang maaari niyang i-certified na urgent ito? Panukalang ito?
Wala pa pong ganyang mungkahi na i-certify urgent, but even if certified urgent po, yung pa rin ang paningin ni Senate President Pimentel na walang suporta sa Senado. Ako naman po sinasabi ko lang at inuulit ko ang sinabi sa akin ni Senator Pimentel dahil alam niyo naman po ang desisyon kung itutuloy o ipagpapaliban na naman ay isa desisyon ng Kongreso. At
So makalusot man ito sa Kongreso, hindi ito makakalusot sa Senado based on Pimentel's...
Yun po ang sinasabi niya, no, na any postponement parang ayaw na po ng mga senador.
Alright, salamat sir.
Okay, Rose Novenario.
Ay, good morning uli, sir. Sir, ano po yung inaasahan ng palasyo sa ikalawang pagharap ni dating Pangulong Benigno Aquino III sa pagdinig po tungkol sa Dengbaksya?
Wala po kami inaasahan sa kanyang pagharap, no? Pero siguro po ngayon, ang nais malaman ng taong bayan, bakit nga napakabilis ng proseso na pagbili, parang araw lang ang ibinilang, no? At talagang nabili na yan. At pangalawa is, ano ba talaga? Alam ba nila talaga na magkakaroon ng masamang epekto yung Dengbaksya para dun sa mga hindi pa nagkakaroon ng dengue? Dahil yun naman po talaga ultimately yung issue ngayon. Dahil kung alam na ng SONOFI at ng gobyerno ng mga panahon na yon, talaga magkakaroon sila ng hindi lang civil liability, kundi criminal liability.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, follow up, Joseph Morrow.
So I'm reading the statement of the former president, and he said one of the points that he said there is that this issue has been politicized, and those who are not qualified, you know what I'm referring to, are being...
No, I don't.
Yung isang kasama ni Chief.
Hindi ko alam kung
Si
sino
Dr.
yun.
Erfe. Okay. So sabi niya, parang lahat sumasawsaw, even those who are not qualified to talk about it. Number one point, is this issue being politicized? Do you agree with that kind of assessment?
If it is, it's certainly not because of the president. The president has taken a very calm, very rational approach to this. He has made a declaration that he understands why the previous administration decided to use Dengbaksya, having been a victim of dengue himself. But his continuing order is for the investigation, the NBI, to continue and to conclude it so that we will find out if people should be criminally liable.
Would you agree, sir, that it's being too noisy na now.
Well, I don't think the palace will have any position on that. It's a free country. Of course, individuals can come up with professional opinions, but that professional opinion, of course, the weight of that opinion will depend on whether or not they have the qualification to make expert opinions according to the revised rules of court.
Okay. Laila?
Sir, good morning. For the record, sir, what did the President do yesterday? Did he attend any EDSA-related event?
I do not think so. I do not know what he actually did because I haven't seen him. We parted ways last week, last Thursday. I expect to see him tomorrow, I believe, no? But it was a Sunday, so.
Sir, kasi last year, the President didn't take part in any EDSA event as well. Sir, is this deliberate on his part? Is this going to be the norm? Is he distancing himself from these events?
I do not know, but the declaration of February 25 was a national holiday stays. It is a public holiday, and public funds are being spent to commemorate it. No, so I don't think there should be any reason to deviate from the fact that by law and by practice we celebrate EDSA because it was a historical event in our country.
Kasi sir, usually kasi the President leads the commemoration of the
Well, I
event.
don't think it's usual, no, because even in the past, not all presidents showed up.
So there's no attempt naman to diminish the
There's none.
significance.
It remains in our statute books.
Joseph?
As in fact, the ceremonies are being, spearheaded, no, by the National Historical Commission, no less.
Joseph,
Sir?
follow up
Sige.
yan.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what does the palace think of historical revisionism?
I do not know what historical revisionism you're talking about, but if you're talking about EDSA, it's no less than the National Historical Commission that's responsible for the annual commemoration.
Like to go to the poll by your Undersecretary for ASEC for social media, si Mocha. Meron siya yatang poll.
She's not my ASEC because she's a PCOO
PCO,
ASEC.
yeah. But yung poll niya,
What was her call?
whether the EDSA was fake news daw.
Well, according to the law, it is not fake news. According to the law, we honor the EDSA revolution, having declared it as a public holiday. And of course, as I said earlier, we even appropriate funds to commemorate the event. So we still recognize, and we will always recognize EDSA, not only as an important historical event, but it was the first bloodless people power revolution in the whole entire planet Earth. And it remains significant.
Okay.
Okay, Jopel. Microphone.
Sir, bakit po kaya tinanggal ng National Historical Commission yung kulay dilaw and imbis na gamitin yung dilaw sa EDSA Revolution anniversary, ang ginamit nila is bandila ng Pilipinas?
Nako, pakitanong po sa National Historical Commission. Meron po ata silang spokesman talaga.
Kasi
Pero
ayaw
sa
doon nilang
akin,
mahaluan ng
of
kulay
course,
politika.
Alam mo naman kasi yung mga kulay-kulay, naging kulay na rin yan ng eleksyon eh. So dapat wag nga sigurong mahaluan ng kulay eleksyon yan dahil baka pumasok ang politika. Mensahe po yan na ang ating ginagalang ay yung ating demokrasya at yung ating makabayang mga sentimiento at hindi politika.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. No more question? Ted Tuvera. Last question na tayo kay Ted.
Slow Monday, ha?
Sir, update lang po sir sa stand ng presidente tungkol sa divorce bill, sir.
Sabi niya, no comment.
No comment pa rin, sir.
Tinanong ko, di ba? Pinatanong niyo, sabi niya, no comment. Although he remains steadfast to be against abortion. He confirms he made that 2016 interview, but when I asked him what his current stand is, he said no comment. Why? He leaves it to Congress. Why? Kaya ka no comment. Paano ko masasagot yung why?
Okay. Okay, no more? Okay, thank you, MPC. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you very much.
Dato. Thank
And
you,
welcome,
Presidential-
Governor.
Thank you, Presidential Spokesperson Harry Roque. Back to our main studio sa Radyo Pilipinas and People's Television Network.